Hi, I'm Edward, and welcome to HR Hot Topics, where each week we dive into the hot button topics of employment law and human resources. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell if you want to see more of our videos, and use the hashtag askhrhubplus to get in touch with us on social media. Do you as an employer know your obligations towards women's health? In this video, we're going to speak about key health issues surrounding women in the workplace, including IVF, hidden disabilities, and menopause. IVF and fertility. Infertility is estimated to affect 1 in 7 heterosexual couples in the UK, and one common treatment is in vitro fertilization, or IVF. There is no statutory right to take time off work to undergo IVF investigations or treatments, but appointments regarding IVF should be treated in the same way as other medical appointments. Women undergoing IVF have limited protection against discrimination under the Equality Act 2010. One cycle of IVF takes an average of between 4 and 7 weeks, with the medical implantation procedure at the very end. Women only receive protection against discrimination when the fertilized ova are implanted. If the implantation is successful, the woman then receives protection as a pregnant woman. If the implantation is not successful, then the protected period ends 2 weeks later. Although this protected period does not cover the whole treatment cycle, it's likely that any adverse treatment against a woman undergoing IVF treatment, which took place outside this short protected period, would be treated as normal sex discrimination. Now, women may be reluctant to tell their managers or work colleagues that they are undergoing IVF, so employers need to be mindful and sensitive of this in discussion with women, particularly if they request time off for multiple medical appointments. Postnatal depression. Postnatal depression affects more than 1 in 10 women and can often affect women once they have returned to work. There is no specific legal protection for women once their maternity leave has ended. Employers, on the other hand, should treat postnatal depression in the same way as they would any other sickness. While postnatal depression does not meet the threshold for disability, often it can when the employee is experiencing serious and complex symptoms which last or are likely to last 12 months or more, and which have a substantial impact on their daily activities. Now, where an employee does meet the criteria, employers need to consider whether any reasonable adjustments are needed to support them. Any disciplinary action could be discriminatory if these issues are not considered. Where a woman does not meet the criteria, an employer can treat it as any other sickness absence when carrying out internal processes such as disciplinary and sickness absence procedures. It's best practice to seek advice from occupational health or a GP before taking any formal action against a woman suffering from postnatal depression to ensure that any issues can be addressed upfront. Hidden disabilities. There is research suggesting that some hidden disabilities seem to be more common in women, for example, multiple sclerosis and fibromyalgia. Other conditions like endometriosis only affect women. Health issues like these are regularly overlooked, despite their often quite serious side effects in sufferers. MS is specifically listed as a disability in the Equality Act. The other conditions that I mentioned aren't referenced directly in that law, but depending on the severity of symptoms, any of them can result in a disability. This is very, very important. Employers should make sure that they have up-to-date medical advice and follow any recommendations to avoid inadvertently discriminating against somebody in these situations. Perimenopause and menopause. Now, these are on the rise in various organizations, so it's very, very important to pay particular attention to this point. Perimenopause and menopause were once taboo subjects in the workplace, but they are currently the focus of a widespread education campaign. Failing to correctly manage perimenopause and menopause at work could lead to sex, age, and/or disability claims. An employer is required to make sure that health and safety checks are in place and that steps are taken to minimize or remove any risks which are identified. For instance, the employer could assess the temperature, ventilation, and access to cold drinking water. Some other changes that employers could implement if these assessments are found to be lacking include providing a fan, allowing workers to take additional breaks when needed, considerable flexible working arrangements, or moving desks closer to an open window or other air source. ACAS has suggested that having a neutral third party to speak to may help employees feel more comfortable discussing menopause and perimenopause. HR, trade union representatives, a counselor from an employee assistance program, or a menopause or well-being champion could all be suitable solutions for this. These are just a few of the most notable issues with women's health that could affect your employees and business. But there are others, so employees should keep up to date on the latest advice on related health conditions to keep everyone safe and happy. Thanks for watching this installment of HR Hot Topics. Let us know in the comments down below about what your company does to tackle these issues surrounding women's health. Use the hashtag askhrhubplus to get in touch with us on social media. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with other videos on our channel, and we'll see you next time.